as far as ETH, why do we want this? I know why I don't want it, because I'm selfish. Why do we want this ETH, sugar-free ETH? Why do we want that?
I mean, it's reducing the energy used on the chain by 99%. And this is the year 2020. Everyone's super into like green energy. So we're never going to get Ethereum to go mainstream like with the whole public unless it's like green energy, which also moves us over into another topic over here where Mr. Wonderful is starting to do some green Bitcoin mining over in North Dakota. He's raised $100 million already, and then he's going to do like the other 400 million from Canada. So, I mean, there's been a bunch of narratives out there about, you know, mining is dirty and it takes up a bunch of energy, but doesn't necessarily have to be that way. It's going to be all in the state, you know, in the country, I mean, and they're moving, making a big push. When you get big names like Mr. Wonderful behind it, you're going to start to get some real traction. You're going to start seeing some real movement here. So I'm really excited that we're moving to proof of stake, because they're not going to be able to use that narrative of it's using a ton of electricity as a reason why we shouldn't be in crypto. At the same time, all these banks are diving in super, super deep into all the crypto stuff. So I think this is just scare tactics, or ways to, you know, push us out of our money and make you second guess your spending when fiat's getting trashed right now. Like, I'm super comfortable in my crypto bags, even if they're taking big, massive hits right now, because I know what's coming. Like, there's a reason all these big banks are jumping in. New York just passed a bunch of bills where they're saying if you're not, you know, using green energy, you're not even allowed to do any mining in New York, which is why it's nice that Mr. Wonderful's doing that. People. Yeah, I mean, it's just really hard to be in crypto inside New York. It's a brutal state right now.
They're awful. I'm from there. Trust me, they're bad people. But here's the problem with the narrative, right? The problem with the narrative isn't that we need to make this easier to no coiners who are. Let's be clear. Some of them shits is just crazy. They're just crazy, and that's what the whole environmental conversation is nonsense to me. I'm not going to fight them from my own goal line. I'm going to start on the 50, and we're going to see if you can push me back. The problem with crypto mining, right? Or just cryptocurrency in general, isn't how bad we are for the environment. It's where you get your energy from. The problem isn't us. The problem is where you get your energy from. If I order pizza from Frank's Pizzeria, and I'm just on the cusp, right, of his delivery zone, and Frank, every time I order a pizza, he sees my address, he gets mad, he goes home and beats his wife. I don't think my love of pasta is contributing to domestic violence. The problem is fucking Frank. The problem is where you get your energy from. You don't want solar windmills. You don't want green energy. When they were offering it, hey, fuck it, nuclear. Go with what you go with. You don't want none of that. And when it was proposed to you, what did you say? Not in my backyard. Remember that? Remember when Barack wanted to build all kinds of shit and it was the windmills were bad for the birds? Yeah, but we're bad. Every time you send something on ETH, you're burning oil. No, the fuck I'm not. I'm in my house, B. I ain't doing none of that shit. The problem is where you get your energy and your unhealthy dependence on, let's just say, poisonous energy. Perhaps if where we got our energy from was a little bit cleaner, us being a greedy little Gus and wanting an extra spoonful of energy fava beans wouldn't be such a big deal. And I tell you like this, we don't use more energy than fucking banks. I'm not worse for the environment than BP.
I think that's what it is right there.
So I think you're knocking on the wrong door. And I'm not gonna fight from my own goal line about what's wrong with the energy consumption ain't the problem. The problem is you like drugs. You're addicted to crude oil and you shoot that joint right up in your vein. Had nothing to do with me. You could have been clean years ago. You didn't want to be.
I think the issue is the banks aren't in it yet. And now you're seeing JP Morgan and all these different banks start getting in real deep into crypto. And the moment they're into it, you're going to hear all this FUD die away because they're the ones making the money now. So they're okay with it.